Fox News is no longer the go-to network that it used to be for conservative voters. The mayor of St. Louis, the murder capital of the country, wants to defund the police. Plus, CNN's Chris Cuomo shows that he doesn't follow ethics, and he doesn't follow the science either. All that and more. I'm Bobby Eberle. This is a 13-minute news hour.
God bless the United States of America.
All right, friends, welcome to the show. Happy Monday. I hope you had a great weekend. If you're new to the show, thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to start with Fox News. And here's a question for you. Here's a question for all the viewers out there. Is Fox News still your go-to source for conservative news and information? If you said no, then you are part of a growing number of people who are dissatisfied with Fox, don't consider it their favorite, and they are leaving to other sources. So, who's rising? Who's falling in all this conservative media mix? Here's the story. Almost half of conservative voters say Fox News Channel isn't their favorite source for television news, and the number one network for those disaffected viewers is Newsmax, according to the latest Rasmussen Reports survey on media. The Rasmussen poll found that while 52% of conservatives still see Fox as their top choice, the newly emerging Newsmax TV grabs 17% of conservative viewers who see it as their favorite. Another 9% say they watch One American News, and 20% saying they prefer some other network, yielding 46% of right-leaning viewers unhappy with Fox. So, Fox News is still on top, but the conservative alternatives are clearly making an impact. Newsmax is growing by leaps and bounds. Right Side Broadcasting has come on like a powerhouse, covering rallies and speeches that other networks barely cover or don't cover at all. And there's the growing criticism of Fox News, their hosts, and their programming. Remember the presidential debate when Chris Wallace was the moderator? He was roundly criticized. He kept interrupting former President Trump. He wouldn't ask any tough questions to Joe Biden, no solid follow-ups at all, yet this is how Chris Wallace described it.
The president interrupted either Biden's answers or my questions a total of 145 times, which is way more than 1 minute. And he bears the primary responsibility for what happened.
Wow. Wallace is roundly criticized across the board for that debate performance, yet he blames President Trump. Then he adds this to it.
And you know, I felt like I had gotten together all of the ingredients. I had baked this beautiful, delicious cake. And then, frankly, the president put his foot in it.
Oh, my gosh. Poor Chris Wallace. The president stepped right into his cake. But it's not just Chris Wallace's performance at the debate. It's not just Juan Williams and his senseless comments on whatever issue it is. It's not just Fox News calling Arizona on election night before anyone else did. All of this adds up to growing frustration for the viewers, and they're turning away. Here's more. Newsmax is now solidly ranked as the nation's fourth highest rated cable news channel, behind Fox, MSNBC, and CNN. Nielsen reports that more than 30 million cable viewers tune into Newsmax regularly, while a McLaughlin & Associates survey found fully 20% of all U.S. voters watch the network. Meanwhile, viewing habits are changing among conservatives. The poll found 38% of conservative TV news viewers say they've changed their favorite network in the past year. Among people most often watching Newsmax, 63% say their favorite network has changed. With OAN viewers, 53% said they changed their favorite network. Will Newsmax or Right Side Broadcasting make even more gains in 2022 and 2024? Maybe another network will emerge. But here's the question. What has driven you and others away from Fox News? Has it their hosts? Was it their election coverage? Is it their programming? Let me know in the comments. All right, next, let's talk about the mayor of St. Louis. But first, if you're new to the show or haven't subscribed yet, regardless of platform, just search out my name, hit that subscribe button, make sure notifications are turned on. That way you can follow the show and help us grow. Next, guess what the mayor of St. Louis wants to do? And just so you know, St. Louis is the murder capital of the United States of America. It has the highest murder rate of any city in the country. And of course, It's run by a Democrat mayor because it seems like every poorly run city, every high crime city is run by a Democrat, and the Democrats keep getting reelected. Well, she has a plan to bring down that murder rate, to combat crime. And you know what it is? Defund the police. Here's the story. In St. Louis, Missouri, the worst in country murder rate is at a 50-year high. The police department has nearly 100 unfilled jobs, and the mayor wants to defund the department and shut down a city jail. St. Louis's Tashara Jones, who became the city's first black female mayor last month, had campaigned on a promise to enact progressive criminal justice reforms. The head of the city's corrections department is also on his way out. Jones announced his resignation last week, saying she hadn't requested he step down, but making clear she wasn't satisfied with how he ran things. It's interesting how the story says she ran on promising progressive criminal justice reform. Not cleaning up the streets, not bringing down crime, but criminal justice reform. How's that working out for other left-wing cities? Here's how CBS News describes what Jones wants to do.
St. Louis Mayor Tashara Jones is defending a proposed budget cut to police funding, calling it the right thing to do. The proposed spending plan would cut nearly 100 vacant police jobs and would reallocate that money to hire social workers instead. The newly elected mayor was sworn into the position just last month, and Jones ran on a progressive platform which called for the reimagining of public safety.
Hiring social workers instead of police and reimagining public safety. That's what she thinks is going to get it done. When New York was terrible, when it was the worst city in the United States, Rudy Giuliani came in and busted heads. He brought in more police. He made the streets safer. Totally changed the actual crime stats and the reputation of New York City around. But these people want to defund the police. They want to reimagine public safety and hire more social workers. Here's more. St. Louis had 87 homicides per 100,000 residents in 2020, according to the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, the worst rate in the country. It's now at its highest rate in 50 years, even as the population has dwindled in that same time period. Some city officials have blamed the spike in violence on the coronavirus pandemic, which would follow the national trend, except St. Louis also led the country before COVID-19 in homicides per 100,000 in 2019 with 65. COVID or no COVID, St. Louis is the worst. But hey, they're about to get more social workers and fewer police. We'll see how that works out. All right, next let's talk about CNN's Chris Cuomo, because he's in hot water and he's showing that not only does he have no ethics at all, he has no common sense either. Last week, the story broke that Chris Cuomo was involved in conference calls that were counseling his brother, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, on how to spin the media, how to deal with these sexual harassment allegations that have been made by multiple women against the governor. You can't do that, Chris Cuomo. You are a member of the media. You can't be involved in official damage control conference calls on how to spin the media. Now, CNN came out and said this was wildly inappropriate. You can't do that, but they're not going to take any action against Chris Cuomo. They're not going to actually do anything. And so he's just going to go on, counsel his brother, make influence, show him how to spin the media as he's a member of the media. So no ethics there, but he's also showing that he has no common sense either. And here's the story. If he only played it this safe with his journalism ethics, fully vaccinated CNN anchor Chris Cuomo has taken mask wearing to absurd heights, covering his face as he cruised alone in a convertible with the top down amid the latest scandal to hit his family. Photos show the Cuomo primetime host wearing a surgical mask and waving as he rolled through Sag Harbor in his blue Firebird with an expired inspection sticker, despite CDC and state guidance that says it's safe for people vaccinated against COVID-19 to go mask-free outside. What's up with this guy? Remember back when he had COVID, he said he was going to be locked down in his basement, and then you see pictures and video with him outside in no mask. Now he's driving around fully vaccinated in a convertible, open air, alone with a mask on. Here's more. Cuomo's windshield had an apparently expired 2020 state inspection sticker and a Police Benevolent Association badge, which can be used to wiggle out of traffic tickets and other violations. A PBA spokesman said he wasn't sure why the TV journalists had the shield, which are sometimes given to the family members of officers or sold online without the agency's approval. What a bozo! And here's the thing, I need your help on this. Let me know in the comments, which one of these things offends you more? Okay, so we have Chris Don't Call Me Fredo Cuomo in a convertible with the top down, open air, no one around. So what's more offensive and ridiculous? The fact that he is driving around with a mask on, or that he has this little window up with the top down. Give me a break. Folks, that is just a convertible pet peeve of mine, people driving around like that. So what bugs you more? Chris Cuomo with the top down in a convertible driving around with a mask on, or that little window up? Let me know. All right, it appears, folks, next that the era of show me your papers may be coming to America. I thought it was reserved for the former Soviet Union or East Germany, but it looks like Oregon is taking the lead. As part of its reopening plans, it's mandating that businesses and other organizations require people to show proof of vaccination in order to go maskless. And here's the story. The Oregon Health Authority is requiring that people attending work, businesses, or religious institutions show proof of vaccination to be allowed maskless entry. Businesses, employers, and faith institutions now have the option to adjust their masking guidance to allow fully vaccinated individuals to no longer wear a mask in their establishments, the health authority said. Businesses, employers, and faith institutions doing so must have a policy in place to check the vaccination status of all individuals before they enter their establishment. Businesses, employers, and faith institutions who do not create such policies will maintain the same masking guidance listed below, regardless of an individual's vaccination status. So basically what this is saying is the Oregon government is telling businesses and churches and other organizations to police their staff, the people that are coming in, make them show a vaccination card, or else everyone has to go with the mask on. Keep the mask on. Of course, this has business organizations up in arms, and here's more. The policy is raising concerns for those who choose not to take the vaccine for whatever reason, including safety, side effects, efficacy, mistrust in pharmaceutical companies, and a lack of full FDA approval, the Epoch Times reports. Nathaniel Brown, a spokesperson for Oregon businesses and industry, told the New York Times that they have serious concerns about the practicality of requiring business owners and workers to be the enforcer. We are hearing from retailers and small businesses who are concerned about putting their frontline workers in a potentially untenable position when dealing with customers, Brown said. Of course it's an untenable position. If people choose to get the vaccine, hey, that's great. Data's showing now that if you get it, you're not going to get COVID, so it really doesn't matter what other people are doing. Yet this is what Oregon is pushing. Show me your papers. It's a lot more government and a lot less freedom. And the people of Oregon should definitely fight back. Folks, that's our show for today. I hope you enjoyed it. And remember, if you're new to the show or haven't subscribed yet, regardless of platform, just search out my name, hit that subscribe button, make sure notifications are turned on. That way you can follow the show and help us grow. Friends, our next show is going to be Wednesday. Make sure and tune in. Tell your friends. Until then, I'm Bobby Eberle. This is a 13-minute news hour. Okay, friends, thanks so much for watching. And before you go, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you'll be notified. And here's a special video just for you so you can watch even more of the 13-minute news hour. And don't forget to check out GOPUSA.com for the best in conservative news and commentary. We'll see you next time.